Hey everybody, it's Wayne D. Welcome to the website, WayneD.com. And on the left here we have Tyler McAdams. This is the only video Tyler could send, and that's okay because he really just had one specific question, and that was, why am I lifting up? Why do I always lift up in the backswing? So you can see at the outset of the backswing he's not lifting, but as the left arm approaches parallel to the ground, you can see the head pop back up again as he gets to the top. So looking at a setup, if I didn't know what I was looking at, I'd think I was looking at Patrick Reed, who is right here on the right. So if we look at Reed with almost the same build and the same setup, a couple of things come into play here as we watch. You can just see that Reed's head is never going up. It doesn't go down a whole lot, maybe fraction, an inch, but very stable. So we want to see, maybe there's a couple things that we could focus on here to stop the lifting. I have the same problem in my swing where I get lifty right at the end. My back doesn't like to load down into the right hip, so that kind of locks me up, and when my upper body gets a little tight at left arm parallel, that's when you're stretching the most. Then it kind of lifts up. I think it just does that because it makes it easier to complete. So two things here. One is, as far as posture goes, it's just you're probably just a little bit more bent, and I'm talking a little bit up in the upper back, from about here up. So if you would make sure you just pull your shoulders back a hair and just raise up a little bit this way. So you don't have to stand straight up or anything, but just a little taller maybe. Maybe the chin a little bit more away from the chest. So chin up a little, upper back sort of up, maybe just a hair. That might raise the grip up a little bit, might not. And then in the backswing, I think the biggest thing that you'll see here is the club face. So yours kind of disappears here, but you can see in the takeaway how Reed is opening the face more. He definitely is an open face player, but what that does for him is, as he gets up into this area, so you can't see your face till it shows up. So we missed that frame, but that's alright. So right about here, as the face is rotating, now you can see it, that face is this way, and it's working open. So to me, when the club face is working open, that's because the forearms here and here are rotating. So the right forearm is supinating, the left forearm is pronating, and the wrists are also rolling a little bit to open the face. And when that happens, when it gets above left arm parallel, that begins to externally rotate the right shoulder, which means that the shoulder itself will stay more forward and the upper arm will not go as far behind. So it'll start to pinch inward so that the arm moves this way as you start down. So if you watch your swing, your right arm probably doesn't have, can't see it because I don't have the other angle, but it probably does not have a whole lot of space here. So when you take this thing away, make sure your right arm doesn't tuck next to you up here. Give it a little space and see if you can get from the start, see if you can get the toe to roll up a little bit, and maybe get the shaft up in front of you a little more. It's getting a little behind you. And then the right arm, so generally you want to be out in front of yourself a little bit with the face more open, so as it opens up a little more up here, you're thinking about, if your shoulder turn is X, you want the right arm not to be in line with that. So you don't want that arm to pull back behind you. That's one thing. So the second thing would be the pelvis and the right hip flexor. So when you think about staying bent over, you're thinking about not leveling your pelvis out, and if you even wanted to lower a little bit, you could increase the amount of right hip flexion while keeping your head out over the ball, so that would effectively lower you. So you can see your hip, it starts to go back, which is good, but as it gets into here, you'll start to lose angle in there. So here's a good drill, right? Just take it and maybe get the face more open and get it to left arm parallel. So try to get that to feel like it's stretched out away from you a little more, and then just stop right here. And then from here, what you're going to concentrate on after you stop and wait for a second, you're going to concentrate on driving the right hip back a little bit more, so the belt buckle feels like it's pushing more inward. As the forearms rotate the face, that should keep the right arm more in front of you, but you always want to feel like you're adding bend. It's almost like you're bowing into the shot. So obviously, if you get in here and you look at this angle, if you were pushing this back, there's no way your head would go up. So it looks to me like when your right arm starts to get behind you, it swings your left arm too far across your chest, and then you don't really have anywhere to go. If you stayed down, I think your swing would feel like it was about this long, and in order to get it to be as long as you would like it, it just goes up from here, and that rising motion in the left arm is just lifting you up a little bit. So again, back to left arm parallel, stop. Now as you're going to make a concerted effort as you complete the backswing to lower, but you're not lowering by dropping your head. You're going to lower by increasing the depth in the pelvis and maintaining or even increasing the tilt angle in the pelvis. Alright, so give that a shot, and when you have a chance and your elbow gets better, send me a couple of swings from both sides.